woman.
This morning I woke up to chipping, and we've got 2 guinea fowl eggs, that one in the front and that one behind it with the white spot, that have pipped, which is so exciting. Hopefully we get the 2 hatch and more. That would be brilliant. This morning I'm going to take you on my morning chores now that Paul is back to work pretty much full time. His full time is 4 days a week. There you go. Israel's going to feed the wrens the pup scraps. These guys are ready to be harvested, maybe on the weekend. But until Paul gets a day off, probably Friday, we still have to feed them their fermented feed. Israel's going around and filling up all the chickens and ducks and geese waterers. This is one of the consequences for making friendly chickens. You get chicken fly when you and try and eat you every time you go around the chicken food. Now we don't feed these guys grains; they live off the compost. But I haven't put out the compost yet today, and they're hungry, so I'll do that in a minute. But I'm just trying to feed all the other birds that can't free range yet. You right there? Watering time. I transplanted my yacons here because they were struggling where they were. I don't think they had enough sunlight because the grass was too long and it was probably too dry there too. So I'm going to try here with lots of water. Next job is giving the pigs one of these buckets of food for lunch. And I'm going to go inside and make my pig's lunch. It is just about 1 o'clock, so we are past lunch and the chores are taking much longer than I anticipated. Tomorrow shouldn't be as bad because I don't have the bins to do, although I do need to wash them out to get them ready for collection, probably on Wednesday or Thursday. The pigs! Enjoy! It's not just cheese.
I'll just have biscuit.
And biscuits. You have to have some veggies with it too.
I'll just have cheese with it.
Yeah, and a veggie. Okay.
That's okay, these are too big.
It's not zucchini, it's cucumber.
Cucumber.
It's not too big. What?
Yummy, John.
Today, during our morning routine, Israel noticed that there was no water coming out of one of our rainwater taps. At this stage we still had water in the house. I was doing a load of washing. I'd been using the tap, washing hands, washing fruit, filling up the water filter. So when he said there was no water, I was a little bit confused. Another day, another water issue. So I sent Israel over here to fill up the sheep's water because the trough doesn't work off the irrigation lines that we've got on the other troughs. And he went to fill it up and he said there's no water coming out the tap. So I was under the impression that this tap is rainwater, not dam water. And it is fairly clear, fairly clean when you fill up a bucket. So I'm pretty certain it is rainwater. So there shouldn't be an airlock from when we were fitting the dam water pipe yesterday. So I'm just going to go see if I can spot any leaks. So I'll need to turn it off if there is one. If there isn't a leak, well, who knows. There's quite a bit of water down here. It hasn't rained recently. I reckon there is a burst pipe somewhere. It's a slow leak. It's all seeping out of the earth and it's been very dry here. So there shouldn't be that much water in that puddle. I don't have water coming out of the tap. If there was a split in the pipe, we should still be getting water here. Because it's higher up than down there. But I rang up Paul to see if he had any ideas of what was going on. Because I still had water in the house, he wasn't too concerned, so we left it for an hour or so. And then he rang me back about an hour later and he said for there to be no water on that tap, that's a concern. So he asked me to go up and turn the tap off. So Paul just rang me up and said that I should probably turn the tap off that diverts the rainwater to the shed and the cottage, because we've never not had water there. Even though there's always been probably a bit of a leak because there's always been a puddle there. So I'm going to turn it off down here. Should have probably checked in there before I shoved my hand in there. It's a prime snake location. I think I'm turning it the right way. Lefty, loosey, righty, tighty. Yep, okay. So I did. He came home from work about 4 hours later and on his way down he stopped up at the top tank, the header tank that gravity feeds our place. Gravity feeds the sheds and it gravity feeds the cottage, and he said it was empty. He's gone to check on the water. Dad didn't come in to say hello first. How's your first day at work?
Tank's empty.
What?
I don't know what tank's empty.
Which sucks. We still have one more tank of water, so we have hopefully enough water to drink and kind of do all those sort of kitcheny chores with for summer before it rains again. So we think this is where the water's leaking from, somewhere here. Now that we've turned the tap off, we can see the water's receded a little bit. The original builder in the 80s was a plumber, so we've got some amazing features like the ability to drain our dams to fix the dam wall. We can pull a plug in one dam, it all drains out, fix the wall, and then we can put the plug back in and refill it. super amazing feature because platypus are known to burrow into the dam wall and they can create holes and leaks and stuff. So the person we bought it off, he added some pipes in, which has made things a little bit confusing. So we've got an original plan with original pipes and stuff, but this bloke's added to it and hasn't changed the plan, so we're still figuring out what is where, and all that sort of fun stuff. This is what happens when you buy a second-hand house, no matter what, if it's a house or farm. I mean, we found some pretty dodgy things on our house that we renovated to sell, like structural walls missing that we had to replace because the roof was caving in. So it's just what happens when you buy second-hand. You can get some pretty dodgy stuff. Just found the split in the hose. We thought that maybe it was this joiner here, but Paul can actually feel the split. And I can hear it too. And in other news, one of the cows got slaughtered today. So that will hang for 10 days and then the butcher will chop it up. We'll get to bring it home and put it in a freezer, which is awesome to have our own homegrown red meat.